What if the reason you struggle to love yourself is not because you are broken, but because you were never taught how? In 2026, many people are learning how to achieve more, become more, and fix themselves. But very few are learning how to soften, how to rest, and how to meet themselves with compassion. You may have spent years being hard on yourself, pushing forward, carrying silent guilt, regret, or self-doubt. And yet, here you are, still breathing, still trying, still listening. This is not a video about becoming someone new. This is about remembering who you already are. These are 10 Buddhist lessons to help you love yourself more, not forcefully, not selfishly, but gently, honestly, and deeply. Listen slowly. Let the words arrive without resistance. This is a quiet conversation with your inner world. Let us begin. Lesson 1. You are worthy of love without needing to improve first. One of the deepest wounds many people carry is the belief that they must become better before they deserve kindness, especially from themselves. You may tell yourself, "I'll love myself when I heal, when I'm more disciplined, when I stop making mistakes, when I finally get my life together." But Buddhism teaches something radically different. Your worth is not conditional. You do not earn your right to compassion through perfection. You do not need to fix yourself before you are allowed to care for yourself. You are worthy of love simply because you exist. The Buddha never taught self-hatred as a path to growth. He taught awareness. He taught understanding. And understanding begins with gentleness. Think about how you treat someone you love when they are struggling. You don't punish them for being human. You don't withdraw care until they improve. You stay. You listen. You soften. Yet when it comes to yourself, you may do the opposite. You criticize your flaws. You replay your failures. You speak to yourself in ways you would never speak to another human being. This inner harshness does not create transformation. It creates fear, and fear cannot be the foundation of self-love. In Buddhism, there is a practice called metta, or loving kindness. It begins not with others, but with yourself. Silently, gently, you are invited to say, "May I be safe, may I be peaceful, may I be free from unnecessary suffering." Notice how unfamiliar that might feel. Notice any resistance. That resistance is not a failure. It is a sign of how long you have lived without offering yourself kindness. Loving yourself does not mean ignoring your growth. It means creating a safe inner environment where growth can happen naturally. You do not bloom because you hate the seed. You bloom because the soil is patient. In 2026, let this be your reminder. You are not a problem to solve. You are a life to care for. And love does not begin after healing. Love is what allows healing to begin. Lesson 2. Stop abandoning yourself to be accepted by others. Many people believe they struggle with self-love, but what they are really struggling with is self-abandonment. Over the years, you may have learned, quietly, unconsciously, to silence your needs to keep the peace, to say yes when your body says no, to smile when you feel unseen, to shrink so others feel comfortable. Buddhism teaches that suffering arises when we move away from truth. And one of the most painful truths to move away from is your own. Each time you betray your inner voice for approval, something inside you grows tired, not angry, just tired. You begin to feel disconnected, resentful, invisible. This is not because you are weak, it is because your heart has been asking to be honored. Loving yourself means choosing not to disappear anymore. It means asking, what do I actually feel? What do I need right now? What am I tolerating that quietly hurts me? You are allowed to have boundaries. You are allowed to change. You are allowed to disappoint people who benefited from your silence. The Buddha taught the middle way, a path of balance, not extreme self-denial, not extreme self-indulgence, but deep self-respect. You do not need to explain your boundaries to everyone. You do not need permission to protect your energy. You do not need to sacrifice yourself to prove your goodness. When you begin to stay loyal to yourself, some people may not understand. That is okay. They were connected to the version of you that survived by pleasing. Now, you are becoming someone who survives by listening inward. Self-love is not loud. Sometimes it is a quiet decision. I will not leave myself today. And each time you choose yourself with honesty, trust slowly returns, safety slowly rebuilds, and love, real love, begins to take root within you. Lesson 3. Your thoughts are not who you are. If you listen closely, you may notice a voice inside you that never seems satisfied. A voice that judges, compares, reminds you of past mistakes, warns you of future failures. Many people believe this voice is who they are, but Buddhism teaches a liberating truth. You are not your thoughts. You are the awareness that hears them. Thoughts arise, thoughts pass, just like clouds moving through the sky. Some clouds are dark, some are heavy, but the sky is never damaged by them. When you identify with every thought, suffering multiplies. A single mistake becomes a story. A moment of doubt becomes an identity. But when you observe thoughts instead of obeying them, space opens. The Buddha taught mindfulness not as control, but as seeing clearly. The next time a harsh thought appears, try this. Do not argue with it. Do not follow it. Simply notice it. Silently say, a thought is here. That small pause is powerful. It creates distance between you and self-judgment. Loving yourself does not mean forcing positive thinking. It means not believing every negative thought you hear. You can acknowledge pain without turning it into punishment. You can recognize fear without letting it define you. Your mind has learned many habits. Some were formed in survival, some in pain, some in loneliness. They are not flaws, they are patterns, and patterns can soften when met with awareness instead of resistance. In 2026, self-love begins with this understanding. You are not broken because your mind is loud. You are human, and beneath the noise, there is a quiet presence within you that has always been whole. Lesson 4. Rest is not laziness, it is self-respect. Many people carry a quiet guilt when they rest. Even when the body is tired, the mind whispers, you should be doing more. You haven't earned this. Others are working harder than you. This belief runs deep, especially in a world that equates worth with productivity. But Buddhism offers a gentler truth. Rest is not something you deserve only after exhaustion. Rest is something you need in order to live with clarity. The Buddha taught the middle way, balance between effort and ease. Too much striving leads to burnout. Too much avoidance leads to stagnation. Wisdom lives in knowing when to act and when to pause. When you deny yourself rest, you are not being disciplined. You are being disconnected. The body speaks constantly through fatigue, tension, heaviness, and quiet resistance. When these signals are ignored, the heart grows distant from itself. Self-love begins when you listen. Rest is not giving up. It is returning. Returning to breath. Returning to the present. Returning to the body that has carried you through everything. In 2026, loving yourself may look like slowing down when the world tells you to rush. It may look like choosing fewer commitments. It may look like protecting your evenings, your mornings, your inner stillness. You are not here to exhaust yourself into worthiness. You are here to live. The Buddha himself rested beneath the Bodhi tree, not to escape life, but to see it clearly. From stillness, wisdom arose. When you allow yourself to rest without guilt, something profound happens. Your nervous system softens. Your thoughts become less harsh. Your heart becomes more accessible. Rest creates space, and space allows compassion to enter. Tell yourself gently, I am allowed to pause. I do not need to prove my value. My presence is enough. Rest is not weakness, it is an act of self-respect, and self-respect is one of the deepest forms of self-love. Lesson 5. Forgive yourself for not knowing what you know now. One of the most painful barriers to self-love is regret. You may replay moments from the past and think, if only I had known better. If only I had chosen differently. If only I had been stronger. But Buddhism teaches that wisdom unfolds with time. You cannot apply today's awareness to yesterday's circumstances. You were not meant to know then what you know now. Every version of you was doing the best it could with the understanding it had. Self-forgiveness is not denial. It is realism. The Buddha taught that suffering is intensified when we cling to what cannot be changed. The past cannot be rewritten, but your relationship with it can. Instead of asking, why did I do that? Try asking, what was I trying to protect? What was I afraid of? What pain was I carrying then? When you look honestly, you may see that your past choices were not rooted in malice, but in confusion, fear, or longing for safety and love. Forgiveness begins when judgment softens into understanding. You do not heal by punishing yourself for being human. You heal by allowing compassion to replace blame. Try this quiet practice. Place your hand over your heart. Breathe slowly and say, I forgive myself for what I didn't know. I honor the version of me that survived. I release myself from endless self-punishment. Notice what arises. Sadness, relief, resistance. All are welcome. Forgiveness is not a single moment. It is a gentle return again and again to kindness. In Buddhism, liberation does not come from erasing the past. It comes from no longer being imprisoned by it. When you forgive yourself, energy returns, creativity returns, peace returns. You stop carrying yesterday into today. In 2026, let self-love mean this. You stop demanding perfection from a past version of yourself. You offer gratitude instead, because that version brought you here, and here is where healing begins. Lesson 6. You are allowed to change without explaining yourself. Growth often feels uncomfortable, not because it is wrong, but because it disrupts expectations. As you evolve, some people may say, "You've changed, you're not the same anymore. You used to be different," and they may be right. Buddhism teaches impermanence, anicca, the truth that everything changes. To resist change is to resist life itself. Yet many people remain trapped in outdated identities because they fear disappointing others. You may have outgrown roles you once played, beliefs you once held, relationships that no longer reflect who you are becoming. Loving yourself means allowing this transformation without guilt. You do not owe consistency to people who only knew an earlier version of you. You owe honesty to yourself. Change does not require an announcement. It does not need justification. It does not need permission. The lotus does not apologize for blooming. It does not explain itself to the mud. When you honor your growth, you may feel lonely at first, but loneliness is not failure. It is often the space between who you were and who you are becoming. The Buddha left his former life not out of rejection, but out of truth. He listened inward even when it was misunderstood. In 2026, self-love may mean choosing alignment over approval, truth over comfort, inner peace over external validation. You are allowed to redefine yourself. You are allowed to choose differently. You are allowed to walk a quieter, slower, more authentic path. Change is not betrayal. It is honesty. And honesty is an act of deep respect for your own life. Lesson 7. Stop measuring your worth against other lives. One of the quietest ways we abandon self-love is through comparison. You may not do it loudly. You may not even notice it at first. But the mind looks outward and whispers, "They're further ahead. They figured it out. They're happier than me. I should be more by now." Buddhism teaches that comparison is a form of ignorance, not because you are wrong to notice differences, but because you are forgetting something essential. No two lives unfold in the same way. You are not late. You are not behind. You are not missing a secret that others have discovered. You are simply living your life. When you compare yourself to others, you reduce your existence to a race with imaginary checkpoints. You judge your inner world using someone else's outer appearance. But what you see of others is always incomplete. You do not see their fears, their private griefs, their silent struggles. The Buddha taught that craving leads to suffering. Comparison is a subtle form of craving, the desire to be somewhere else, someone more. But peace does not live there. Every path has unseen terrain. Every person carries invisible weight. When you measure your life against others, you overlook the quiet victories you have achieved, the times you kept going when it would have been easier to give up, the strength it took to survive moments no one applauded, the growth that happened internally, even when nothing changed externally. Self-love grows when you stop asking, how do I compare? And start asking, how do I relate to my own life with honesty and care? Buddhism reminds us that the present moment is enough, not because it is perfect, but because it is real. In 2026, comparison is easier than ever. Social media shows curated joy, edited success, polished calm. But none of that reflects the fullness of a human life. Your journey does not need to look impressive. It needs to feel true. Try this reflection. Instead of noticing what others have, notice what you have survived. Instead of tracking how far others have gone, acknowledge how far you have come. When comparison arises, gently say, "This is not my path. This is not my timing." I return to my own life and feel the relief that follows. You were never meant to live as a copy. You were never meant to meet someone else's expectations. You were meant to experience your life from the inside, not evaluate it from the outside. Loving yourself means standing firmly in your own story and letting other stories be exactly what they are. Lesson 8. Learn to sit with yourself without distraction. Many people believe they struggle with self-love because they are too hard on themselves. But often, the deeper issue is this: they do not know how to be alone with themselves in silence. Distraction has become a constant companion. Noise fills every gap. Screens soften discomfort. Busyness prevents reflection. But Buddhism teaches that wisdom does not arrive in noise. It arrives in stillness. To love yourself more, you must be willing to meet yourself as you are, without escape. When you sit quietly, emotions may rise. Restlessness, sadness, loneliness, thoughts you've avoided. This does not mean something is wrong. It means something is finally being heard. The Buddha taught that awareness is healing, not fixing, not forcing, simply seeing. Many people fear stillness because they believe it will reveal something unbearable, but what it usually reveals is tenderness, parts of you that have waited patiently for attention. You don't need to meditate perfectly. You don't need long practices. You only need honesty. Try this. Sit quietly for a few minutes. No phone, no music, no agenda. Notice what appears. Do not judge it. Do not analyze it. Just notice. This is how trust with yourself is rebuilt. When you constantly distract yourself, you send an unconscious message. I cannot be with you, and the self responds by withdrawing. But when you choose presence, even briefly, something shifts. You begin to feel grounded, less fragmented, more whole. Self-love is not always comforting. Sometimes it is simply staying. Staying with your breath, staying with your feelings, staying when the mind wants to run. In Buddhism, liberation begins when we stop turning away. In 2026, loving yourself may mean doing less, but feeling more. Allowing silence to speak, allowing truth to surface. Stillness does not isolate you, it reconnects you. Because when you are able to sit with yourself without distraction, you stop fearing your inner world. And when you stop fearing it, compassion arises naturally. You realize, I can be with myself. I am not unsafe here. I am not alone. And from that quiet understanding, a deeper, steadier self-love is born. Lesson 9. Make peace with who you are becoming. One of the most overlooked sources of inner tension is the quiet conflict between who you used to be and who you are becoming. You may carry an image of yourself from the past, how you once thought, loved, worked, or dreamed. And when your present self no longer fits that image, confusion arises. You might ask yourself, why don't I feel the same anymore? Why don't I want what I used to want? This inner questioning is not a sign of failure, it is a sign of growth. Buddhism teaches that the self is not a fixed identity. It is a process, constantly unfolding, influenced by experience, awareness, and insight. When you try to hold yourself to an outdated version of who you were, suffering increases. You begin to resist your own evolution. Loving yourself means allowing this change to happen without judgment. In 2026, many people feel pressure to maintain a consistent identity, to stay recognizable, predictable, and easy to understand. But spiritual maturity often moves in the opposite direction. It brings complexity, nuance, and quieter priorities. You may care less about proving yourself and more about protecting your peace. You may crave depth instead of speed, honesty instead of approval. This shift can feel disorienting, especially if others expect you to remain the same. But Buddhism reminds us that impermanence is not something to fear, it is the nature of life itself. When you resist who you are becoming, you create inner friction. You may criticize yourself for being less motivated, too sensitive, or not ambitious enough. But what if these changes are not losses? What if they are refinements? The Buddha taught that wisdom arises from seeing clearly, and clarity often comes with letting go of illusions about success, about identity, about who you thought you had to be. Instead of asking, "What's wrong with me?" try asking, "What is trying to emerge?" Self-love deepens when you stop clinging to old narratives and allow your life to reorganize itself around truth. Growth does not always look like expansion. Sometimes it looks like simplification. Sometimes it looks like walking away. Sometimes it looks like choosing a quieter joy. There may be grief in this process. Grief for former ambitions. Grief for relationships that no longer align. Grief for the person you thought you would become. Buddhism does not ask you to bypass this grief. It asks you to observe it with compassion. You are allowed to mourn what no longer fits. You are allowed to honor who you were. And you are allowed to step forward without fully knowing who you are becoming. Try this reflection. Instead of demanding certainty, offer curiosity. Instead of judgment, offer patience. Say to yourself, "I am in transition. I don't need all the answers yet. I trust this unfolding." When you make peace with becoming, you stop forcing yourself into shapes that hurt. You stop measuring your worth by outdated goals. You begin to live in alignment with what feels honest now. In Buddhism, peace is not found in control, it is found in acceptance. The version of you that is emerging does not need your resistance. It needs your support. And when you offer that support, gently, without pressure, you begin to experience a deeper form of self-love, one that does not cling to the past or rush the future, one that stands calmly in the present and says, "This is who I am today. and that is enough. Lesson 10. Let compassion become the way you speak to yourself. The final lesson in learning to love yourself more is not about changing your habits, improving your mindset, or becoming someone better. It is about changing the relationship you have with yourself. The way you speak to yourself, especially in moments of difficulty, shapes your entire inner world. Many people carry an internal voice that is critical, impatient, or dismissive. This voice may sound familiar, even convincing, but Buddhism teaches that suffering is not only caused by external circumstances, it is also created by the tone of our inner dialogue. Compassion is not weakness, it is wisdom in action. The Buddha taught that true understanding is inseparable from kindness. When you see clearly, you no longer need to be cruel to yourself or to others. Notice what happens when you struggle. Do you immediately criticize? Do you push yourself harder? Do you withdraw affection until you do better? This is not motivation. This is fear wearing the mask of discipline. Self-love grows when compassion becomes your default response, not just in moments of success, but especially in moments of failure, confusion, and emotional pain. Compassion does not mean avoiding responsibility. It means responding to difficulty without adding unnecessary suffering. When you speak to yourself harshly, the nervous system tightens, the body contracts, the mind becomes defensive, growth slows. But when you speak to yourself with understanding, the system relaxes, clarity returns, healing becomes possible. In Buddhism, compassion begins with recognition, recognizing pain, recognizing effort, recognizing humanity. The next time you feel overwhelmed, try pausing and saying, "This is difficult. Anyone in my position would struggle. I am allowed to take this one step at a time." These words are not excuses. They are acknowledgements. You are not meant to live at war with yourself. Many people believe they must be strict in order to improve, but strictness without compassion leads to exhaustion. Compassion creates resilience. Think of how you would speak to a child learning something new. You would not shame them for falling. You would encourage them to try again. That same tone is needed inwardly. The Buddha taught loving kindness as a daily practice, not because life is always kind, but because the heart needs training. Compassion is not automatic for many of us. It is learned, practiced, returned to again and again. In 2026, loving yourself may look like changing nothing externally, but transforming the inner environment where everything is experienced. Your thoughts may still wander, you may still make mistakes, life may still be uncertain, but your relationship with yourself can become steadier, kinder, safer. When compassion becomes the way you speak to yourself, you stop fearing your own emotions, you stop punishing yourself for being human. You begin to feel supported from within, and that support changes everything. This is not the end of your journey. It is the foundation for how you walk forward. If you've listened this far, take a moment to notice something important. You showed up for yourself. These 10 Buddhist lessons are not meant to be mastered. They are meant to be lived, slowly, gently, one moment at a time. Loving yourself more in 2026 is not about becoming perfect. It's about becoming present, honest, and compassionate with who you already are. If this message resonated with you and you'd like more teachings on mindfulness, inner peace, and quiet wisdom, consider subscribing to Mindfulness. Your presence helps us share calm and clarity with others around the world. Thank you for listening. May you be gentle with yourself. May you be peaceful. May you continue your path with awareness and grace.